went with game plan wise. Yeah, I mean, Emma's available. Adam is for in terms of Envy there, so they can go that route if they so choose. But it's going to be Vision on the Adam. It's going to be the hit scan versus the GOAT of flying heroes in Shpeedery now. But looking towards it, he's the Ultron. We've seen him flex to that. Coluge, of course, on Mother. Window going to Strange. I like that as a bit of a swap here, as this can be Envy going right to the point before it opens up.
SparkChief now also on the captain, something we already know that Envy would not be able to utilize. Cal, Month with that Mantis and that damage boost, while Nero usually seeing him on that Cloak and Dagger. So much impact here, but on the Invisible Woman instead, as Spark takes a quick little nap, trying to disrupt the backline here of Envy, but they have peel support, as Shpeedery is also right there alongside them.
Yeah, it's a good start out for the teams. I expect this point to take an eternity to get, especially on this map, but these teams are always so locked in here. Cal trying to get some early pressure there on Energy. That's that fight that I wanted to call out, and that's the one we're going to see first, with the elimination of Cal being the one on top there against Energy and showing why he is who he is for Team Envy now. Trying to get more there, going for SparkChief, and the ults are rising. We're getting close here. Closest one to it. Shpeedery going to have it, and he's going to pop it right away. Expect for that extermination going right now.
FLYQUEST is about to figure out why they want to try to prioritize the Mantis maybe over the Land Shark first, right? Now you see the Invisible Boundary as the attack boost is coming out, and Cooper is going to start the engagement with the Luna Snow Fate of both worlds here, allowing FLYQUEST to move up, but with Vez going out, Monk catching his name, Cal follows up, and Vez has gone down with the Cyanide Seduction too, as FLYQUEST lose out on another fight.
Yeah, looking very comfortable with who they're going up against here. Envy looks like they have the lineup that they want. Absolutely. If they could draft anything, they're pretty happy with having the old Mantis Shpeedery combo that they've got rocking and rolling here of the triple strategist. Now on the other side, we see Energy now swapping over to the Winter Soldier. We'll have to see if this is the one from the second movie or the third, because it's a big difference in terms of how he does. Now, Vest has the seduction. They can try to line that up with Vision's res. This is where the win con is. They need to hop on this.
I was not expecting that. Getting kidnapped by the Bucky grapple forces out a reset with the Phoenix ultimate. And now with the Freedom Charge, the Cyanide Seduction. Beautiful pull in here. Window's just trying to get away. Luckily, he's the Doctor Strange with the shield available. He's got the Eye of Agamotto, as FlyQuest are just trying to brute force their way into this choke.
Yeah, Shpeedery now back rotating to another extermination. Vision, though, with the nice elim there on Cal. That's going to open things up. Again, that res can happen anytime, so Energy can go ahead and use Kraken when he wants to. Go aggressive, but Coluge, all eyes on me, he says. Oh, the push-off away. That's what you see at high-level plays. Zelos going to be pushing out that Doctor Strange window. Get out the window there as Vision gets a res off. Energy Vest back up, but it's Envy tick-tick, looking like the 2-0 that they had last time on Celestial Husk.
And looking at the ultimate economy, too, right? Nero's got that survivability coming up if he stays alive with the Invisible Boundary, so they got to back away here as Envy call it in terms of repositioning. But Cal getting that first pick here onto Vez. The Invisible Boundary just a second late, doesn't save out a window, gets the Grand Slam as Vision then goes in and finds Shpeedery. No elimination as Shpeedery's been able to boost up that Ultron ultimate just as quick.
Yeah, that's what you expect to see there. Envy can give away the point if they so choose. 99, they've got what they want out of it. Zelos, good job keeping that ult, not using everything that they needed to, but battle's still convincing. Windows coming right back in with that portal. Energy down. Envy looking like they want that revenge. They're angry they lost. They're here for it, but Vision and Cooper, it's the strategist and the Vision, the key player, getting that pick. Cooper doing his job, Vicky, as this thing's close.
They did a really good job at stalling, though. That was the whole point. Even when they were repositioning, even when we saw Vision get some of those picks, they stalled out long enough to get to 99% as Cal gets Vision next. That's a big pick, but he's got the passive, though, to come right back. He's got that Adam Warlock Karmic Revival coming in shortly, and now Envy with Window swapping over to Venom. It's another stall opportunity to try to disrupt that back line.
Now Cal just turning Ashes into highlights as he has been there with Jean Grey. Now Window over to the Venom. The symbiote looking for more now. Getting grabbed in and kind of out of control. Window can't even play the game. The CC is there and all eyes on Vest now. Seduction's up. We'll see if we get a combo there with it. They're just looking for some contention. Great job now as Coluge doing the same. And Vicky, right now, these two teams sustain Best. This could be a 99-99 once again as Energy's looking for more.
Zelos with the pull-in, by the way. Clutch Master. Energy to follow up, and now we have the Ultimate Economy lined up to rotate through, and Nero's already used up that Invisible Boundary. Now you slam down here. Now the reset comes out from Cal to shut down Energy, but the Born again rings out here in the arena as FlyQuest, having Vision still alive, gets a recontest as FlyQuest still have control over the point.
Yo, the screen is exploding right now in colors. I mean, just everything being used here. Insanity. And I knew this is what we would see here as Beast Abyss comes out. Nothing from it here. Zelos keeping the team alive.
Wow.
And if you look at rotation there, oh my gosh, yeah, Zelos with that pick on shpeediry. Cooper the window. Hollow FLYQUEST. Again, trying for the main quest. It's all the strategists right now.
The strategists are all juked up right now. They got the gloves on. They're tired of it. shpeediry had gone down while trying to utilize that extermination at the very end there. So Zelos, great awareness on shutting him down. And now FLYQUEST already nearing 99%.
Wow, what a turn of the script. That's why that Captain America pick's going to come in clutch here, Vicky. They're able to sustain there with SparkChief looking at the ult charge. You have Coluge coming up close with Monk, but Vest is going to be able to get the seduction up. SparkChief shortly behind and Cooper to follow. Every team's going to have what they want. Neutral battle right now commences. Window looks for more. Going to look to die, potentially that back line. He's hungry. He's thirsty. He goes in. He gets the good distraction here as these teams have to rotate.
And look at me as he tries to tease them, tries to focus on them here. But with Vest having some Psionic Seduction, Window doesn't have the reset opportunity that the Feast of the Abyss does provide. But with some help here, you got the fate of both worlds to keep the back line sustained. With Cal going down without being able to reset, even crazier from Vest as that damage output from the Emma Frost is proving nice.
Vest has done it on Magneto, doing it there on Emma Frost. Energy now going in. He's got the Kraken impact. He's going to use it now. Slam up, slam down. Does get the reset there on Month. He's going to go one more. And there goes two. He's going to try to get there with Coluge, though. Gets Cooper out of there as I sound like an auctioneer now. Energy getting Nero, getting that nice pick for the team. And at this point, we have Envy trying to keep this thing alive. Cal with one, now two. And he's putting on his best Bucky impression, Vicky, as they fight for more.
Oh, but with Vision having that res, that's the win condition that FLYQUEST wanted to save the Adam Warlock for. They bring everybody back after flipping the point 0 to 99, but walking up as FLYQUEST want to take advantage and want to take it back again right here as Cal is still up on the high ground, trying to look to recontest here, at least while Energy calls in this Doctor Strange portal to help out the rest of FLYQUEST, as now Envy with Nero having the fate of both worlds, they look to re-engage.
Folks, this is the grand finals, exactly what you would think of match number one coming down to the wire. These teams both won at top seed and all the pride that comes with it now as the seduction comes out. Vest looking for more here now as SparkChief's going to move in, try to get that pressure. My gosh, the vantage point out of a horror movie now. Window down. Cal to follow. shpeediry gets the trade, folks. Eyes on the overtime, though, as it's ticking. shpeediry up. Someone's got to stay on this thing as now FLYQUEST continues to push them out of this.
And FLYQUEST having that advantage here as overtime is literally a pixel away. SparkChief comes slamming down on that Captain America after using up this freedom charge here. Gets put to sleep temporarily. shpeediry getting taken out once again. They're playing very split up with Coluge just trying to stay alive on this Doctor Strange. He's got the Eye of Agamotto. It's got to go hard, but no follow potential as Window is close to that Feast of the Abyss.
This is what you want here. Absolute carnage and civil war. Nobody's dying. It's plot armor now as the push off Coluge. They save it. This strategist plays unmatched now. Window with the Feast of the Abyss. Vicky, my God, what a show. He's going up, down, and tries to get something with it. Nothing connects, or at least the follow-up doesn't happen now. Zelos and team all together. Teams are evenly matched. Nero going to show out. And right now, FLYQUEST without a strategist ultimate outside of one. The res as Coluge gets Vez down.
Man, that may be all they need in this situation with Vez getting taken out and coming right back with the Psionic Seduction. Vision wants to hold on to it because this fight is going to get elongated. Here you go. The rise again with Month having the resustain. Vision brings them back while Gal and shpeediry think they have the advantage. The Psionic Seduction then comes out from Vez. Cooper trying to desperately stay alive. Mother knows best with a choke slam. You have the Eye of Agamotto from Coluge. Nero gets stunned in the back, but no strategist minus Vision alive from FLYQUEST.
This is absolute insanity. How is this still going on, viewers? What are we watching here in the grand finals now? Energy with more. Gets the pop on shpeediry. Takes the Fly King out of this now as FLYQUEST has the Agamotto looking for more. SparkChief gets Window. Coluge is out of this thing. It's FLYQUEST getting one after the other. They get another pop, and that is point one going to FLYQUEST. Are you kidding me? Vicky.
How long did that take in overtime?
I need to know. I need to know from production. What was the total time on that map thing? As the map opens up, we get ready for point two, Vic.
Let's roll out. One of my favorite parts, too, of Celestial Husk, when you have that low to high ground that it provides here over by that rock. Venom's so good on this iteration of the map, too, and not only disrupting the piece, but at stalling in that middle console. SparkChief also has that freedom charge to start things off, as well as shpeediry, who's going to start that fight with the extermination.
Already good calls there on the ultimate. Looking for me, I think Energy having that 76% in climbing is going to be a big win con. Cooper so close there to the show. Can they get it in time to keep everyone alive? Nice little healing there to keep everybody good. Extermination out. Nothing to follow from it outside of SparkChief. Will be the first to answer the call there from Steve Rogers pushing in. Wow, it's Month cornered and absolutely demolished there. Energy 1, make it 2. That was the difference. They're going to get this point first at the hands right now of Winter Soldier and Captain America. How classic.
We talked about it before, but Energy being on that Bucky with these resets, following up with the survivability of SparkChief 2 with the Freedom Charge, just had way more impact than the extermination that really Envy only had to work with there.
I mean, this is just so crazy of a matchup now. These teams lining up. Cal's got that Phoenix. Window a little far to combine that there with the Venom. They can go Seduction route. They're going to have to win a lot in the neutral now. We'll see if Cal uses that early, but unfortunately, Vision can just counteract anything that comes out of it. Cooper and Zelos up to charge 2. They can get this thing to 99 if they play it right now. Cal is going to choose to use this early. Vicky diving in now as Cooper puts on the show.
Trying to follow up from Window 2, trying to dive that backline, but when you lose out on Month first because Energy is constantly harassing the entire team, still hitting heads. It looks like a meatball shooter at this point as they send Envy back.
Energy now getting up to that Kraken yet again. He needed 1. That's all they needed to get the point last time. 45% in climbing. Energy now 65, 66. Here we go. Looking at what they've got now, too. I mean, the sustain is going to be for days, Vic, because Zelos to Vision. SparkChief will be shortly after. They can just snowball this thing. We're in for another long battle.
I'm ready for it here, Cozy, as we get the extermination to start things off, but it's going to be answered by the invisible boundary that Zelos was holding. Cooper's taking a nap from Month, who also has that soul resurgence to bring everybody in that position, but it's going to be the fate of both worlds to combat that, as Vez has that psionic seduction, and Window is going to try to bring everybody together with the Feast of the Abyss. Born again as Aura Warlock is going to be able to try to bring Vez back together. SparkChief will come right back around too, and even with these slight picks that Envy is finding, FlyQuest are regrouped again.
It was a good job by Envy because, again, FlyQuest had what they needed. Love watching Nero there chase after Window, who's ulting with the damage boost. Come back. I need to give you 40% off, but they don't need it as Cal and Window get the rest of FlyQuest out of this thing. And what would you guess, Vicky? We're going to have yet another point cap swap, and we will most certainly see another 99 to 99.
Saw that 3K from Cal, by the way, and it's great that they flipped it at this point, too. It wasn't that 99% percentile that FlyQuest had to flip in that first round, but now looking at Envy and the ultimate economy that they're going to be working with shortly, Phoenix about to have that ultimate Month, still holding on to that soul resurgence, while FlyQuest and Energy having those resets, and Cooper could keep them alive with the fate of both worlds.
All right, now looking forward, you got the damage boost up. Cal's going to try to continue to get these opening picks. Energy with Kraken Impact Vic. So for me, you're going to try to get that damage boosted Kraken. And shpeediry won't be able to keep that up. Month, though, should. So we'll see here what they try to do. They're aware of this. They know Energy has taken some time before he got that once again. And so going into maybe a lead there with SparkChief to get a little distraction as Energy now low. Again, they know what they need to do here. Kraken Impact ready to go with the damage boost to follow. Look for it.
More of this poke pressure, though, and noticing Cal being the problem, getting away with literal murder now. The Freedom Charge comes out. shpeediry keeps the team alive while also putting in the pressure to build up space, trying to force them to back away with that Freedom Charge to also heal up the strategist. Now, shpeediry has to drive down as Month has that soul resurgence. The follow-up, the damage boost here. They try to get the follow-up, but it's going to get answered by Cooper to keep them alive. That's what it was saved for, and now Energy could hold forward. Month gets taken out, and Cal is trying to do something about it.
What an insane finish there on the Phoenix. Shut that down. And by the way, deleted Month from the video game there with the damage boost. That's what they wanted. Energy now going for Nero. shpeediry to combo. They knew exactly what they needed to do. And yet again, it's Energy with damage boost and more, getting what he wants out of this team now as Coluge forced to rotate and try to keep this thing competitive. Now Window running around the Rosie there, but he's gone, and it's going back over to FlyQuest, who's going to get this thing again 99 to 99.
Ooh, gotta get rid of that foundational win condition. Month being the first one out. As you mentioned, Cozy, FlyQuest knowing exactly what they need to prioritize, and they have the resurrection too with Envy trying to recontest.
Already now here as looking forward, Vision does have the res. In terms of Envy, they've got a lot of neutral battle ahead of them. shpeediry can get a little bit out of that experimentation. Not getting what they want here, even though the bans certainly went their way. FlyQuest Very comfortable with how this thing went. Cooper with window gone is such a huge opening to this thing, Vicky. Venom can get back quickly here, so they're going to look to follow that shpeediry now, evening the odds, giving time window to come back. But no, it's going to be Vision with the res. Getting Zelos into this thing here now as they push forward, and it's going to be Vest getting Coluge on top of shpeediry. Goodness.
Oh, and then Vision is still bringing everyone back because he's shpeediry breaking his neck to look at where that Adam Warlock res is coming from underneath the bridge from that low ground in the caves. Overtime taking away, and with Cal already getting that reset off the Phoenix, the number advantage is not in Envy's favor. The Mantis went down with the Soul Resurgence, and now Coluge is desperately trying to touch a point before he's met with a choke slam.
I mean, are you kidding me, Vicky? What a way to open this thing up instead of 2-0 Envy. No, the last time they went against each other. Now it is FlyQuest 2-0. I'm out of breath. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm sure the viewers are out of breath and they're just watching, Vic. That was an insane first match.
Already getting me on the edge of my seat. You know, that's what I like to see here. And FlyQuest adding another point on the board for their domination record. Sure, they lost out on that one time on domination. Now you could change that point to 4-1 on Dom here as FlyQuest take the first.
You've got this aggressive push that they did last time here. Coluge on the Thor, and then shpeediry, you know, having your pick between Moon Knight and friends there, getting it done.
It's a map number 2 of FlyQuest leading the way.
Yeah, this is what we've got as the teams are already going, and we are jumping right into this thing. No time wasted now as Energy locking in the Star-Lord. And yes, it is SparkChief. That's what I thought on the Venom. Have the symbiote shenanigans going, and the classic 3 strategist comp we've seen so many times, but not triple tank. FlyQuest has typically ran with at least Energy doing his thing, but Energy can flex as we've seen before, and what he did on Strange now, opening up those shpeediry is going to be in the air. They did swap it up on us when they got down the elevator.
We did talk about that Cal V Energy matchup on the Star-Lord, but with Vez finding Monk first and not having that rocket from the other side, you're not going to be able to come back. But at least Envy having the spawn rooms right there, considering that they're on the attack, they'll come right back together. Energy is harassing them from the high ground here, but Vision also having that Jeff. You have to talk about that backline could be oppressed. But shpeediry getting that extermination first here for Ultron to open things up before backing away to build up space.
And Vest is just crazy. I mean, just a name we haven't talked about much because he wasn't at China. We talked about him on the show a bunch whenever all of us casters got together and highlighted our favorite Vanguard. Vest was that role here, but looking at it during the same window, tries to get the Groot ult rolling now as Cal opts back into safety. They are pushing this thing pretty well. Vicky, 2 minutes, 46 seconds. Legendary Cal coming up, showing the legend of duelist that he has been for so long on so many occasions now, trying to get something rolling. Nothing to come from it. At least going to be able to pop and get something rolling for his team, though, and pressure cooking.
Yeah, it was countered by the Soul Resurgence of the Mantis ultimate, and with Vision having that Jeff, it's Jeff, wondering how the way that Envy's going to be able to get grouped up together, maybe countered versus Nero getting an invisible boundary in the next 2 fights. But Coluge has that Meteor M, and Monk can get everybody into position with that Soul Resurgence as Window is the next to fall, and FlyQuest actually gets to restabilize on his defense.
Yeah, and as far as Vision and Jeff, it's not the best part of the map for the Jeff, but either way, they're very comfortable with the game plan they're going in. Vest does have that Meteor M ready to roll. Good stop, though, and, you know, the push was not bad to get things rolling for Envy, and so I like what they have got going on as shpeediry gets Zelos out of this thing, which is a nice pick, who is at 87%. Hey, have a 1, make it 3, moving to 4. They're going to get this thing really hard to contest. Strange is out of this thing, allowing them to push up, showing a lot of aggro here now, forcing the team to desperately push and hold.
It's a difference when FlyQuest is unable to play Ultron. The benefits of having Ultron is that ult charge coming online so fast to open up the fight. As the Groot hug comes out here, doesn't miss though, or rather it does miss here, as SparkChief is the first one to get taken out. No reset on the Feast of the Abyss as the Meteor M comes up. Where does it come crashing down? It does hit one from the side here, and it's going to be Cal, but he stays alive, and Coluge finds another pick, this time onto Energy.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I do like Window using the ult there, just trying to get that last bit of pressure to get the hold. It's going to be Vest hanging off for dear life. Somehow still alive. How the hell is he doing now as Cal getting the fires out now with Nero, invisible boundary up. A huge sleep there, shutting that down, though. Cal taking a quick nap on top of the bus. Wake up, buddy. It's the grand finals now as Vision gets 2 as shpeediry and Window, and he's heading to spawn. Not going to make it, but getting them way out of contention.
Trying to get them out of here, but needs a good amount of help as Cooper finds Cal to split them up, and Vision trying to get back to the rest of his team.
Wow.
He does get healed up, but that was the counter that we talked about from the It's Jeff versus Nero having the Invisible Woman ult. We also saw the Meteor M from Coluge get blocked out by Vez, and this is FlyQuest, who would now have run another team fight despite being down originally to recontest.
Whether it's just with the Meteor Imps or just always with the neutral Vic, like, doesn't it feel like this man always hits his shot from the person trying to escape or getting back to their team? I mean, the guy can always nail the magnetic power there, as shpeediry does have extermination. They won't have anything to match it, which is going to help a lot, but they do have one, and that's energy with the dual pistols.
shpeediry has the Ultron Rage, though. Energy sending out that legendary. It's gonna be the month Mantis ultimate to keep everybody in Envy here together. And now it's gonna be met with Cal having that ultimate to suppress them. And FlyQuest don't have strategist ults just yet. Zelos was close to it, but falls with the invisible woman. And with no sustainability, Envy have been able to clear up this point for now.
Clutch Cow, man. Clutch Cow. What an absolutely huge legendary. Both of them popped it. He was the one that lived the sense of the word now. Damage boost up. And both teams have Mantis. Both have that damage boost ready. I don't foresee the comp changing for FlyQuest. I think they'll like what they have here going into the second point.
What really came in clutch was Month having that Soul Resurgence for that second to last fight there on to try to combat that of energy. It's really useful to have that strategist ultimate to deal with these Star-Lords flying in the sky. Vision close to the It's Jeff, and Cooper has that Soul Resurgence to start off this fight, getting everybody into position. But Coluge has that Meteor M. As they try to split up the team, though, they're getting disrupted thanks to SparkChief diving on that back line.
Only a minute 50 yet, so they can't really afford to miss or lose too many of these battles. Maybe one for forgiveness here now, as energy is just climbing that ult up, ready to go. Look what FlyQuest has, Vic. I mean, they have exactly what they need here, as Coluge is going to maybe save that for the Vision ultimate now, as shpeediry pushing back, trying to get something real and keeping his team up. Coluge just staying alive here. Look at the aggression of FlyQuest.
Yeah, and they need to do it to suppress them here in this choke. There's a great place to hold them, and now Energy tries to use the legendary, but it gets combated by the invisible boundary. Forced to back away. He does get saved by the Magneto bubble. Good way to also peel and back. And look at Envy right now with the Meteor M that they have ready and the legendary ready to go. They don't really have anything to combat this unless Vision gets the craziest It's Jeff.
Let's see what Coluge decides to do. He's always been huge for this team now, as Cal going up with another legendary. This one in the point last time. It's going to be now instead going to be Vest countering and defense play on the legendary, but Cooper still sneaks out and is eliminated. Zelos to follow Vest as well. This is a good battle from Envy. They're going to have 43 seconds. Surely going to go to overtime, Vicky. They're going to have at least one more battle. Probably only one, with the Strange Portal being out. Maybe two.
Once again, didn't have a strategist ultimate conserved for the counter on the legendary from the Star-Lord ultimate right there. It keeps happening back to back here, as FlyQuest have to keep that in mind as they have Cooper coming up on that Soul Resurgence, Zelos too with the invisible boundary, and approaching that second checkpoint.
Yeah, they had Vest, but it wasn't enough. The Meteor only does so much of a defensive effort there, and the timing was perfect, as Vision has the big difference maker. Envy oftentimes would play great, but it came down to Jaws himself as the music plays, and it's going to be Coluge throwing in. There it is. Look at this. I mean, it's just so, when you lose two, shpeediry with a good rotation and trying to keep the team alive at the same time. That's the use of extermination you want to see now, as a visible boundary up by Zelos, Vicky, to keep FlyQuest in this thing.
Oh, beautiful follow-up, though, from Vez right there. SparkChief had to use a piece of the Abyss with a tether to try to force that Ultron down. Then they get the follow-up. Window brings everybody together, but nobody is there to help sustain him. Coluge is the last one alive, and it's just a matter of time before FlyQuest clear that point. Overtime ticking away, and no heads from Envy, and no Doctor Strange.
No magic to save you this time. What a defensive effort. This is the map that Envy picked as well. Are you kidding me? FlyQuest. Insanity.
Including which side you're
Breaking that down, Cozy.
Every single time, whether it's Zelos putting the invisible boundary behind the payload and having the team push up and continue that pressure. Envy is who I usually see as the aggressive. Extremely mad. I mean, look at the insanity of the squirrel there. But you'd be so mad at how far you push that, and just rank play. But in Pro, they're comfortable. They can hold it right here if they need to, right? So we'll see if Envy can button up and get this defense down, starting with the Vanguards out of the fortress and the backbone of the team.
Now I'm really hitting hard.
shpeediry still taking to the skies here with that Ultron. FlyQuest still sticking to the Jeff, but has to be highlighted. His energy was on that magic, made the quick swap over to the Star-Lord. It's usually used here to just break through that chokehold, but the Envy's positioning makes it even harder, considering that they're not running that triple Vanguard, right? We still have Cal now on that Phoenix, as they had to deal with the plethora of, rather, they were the ones that dealt the plethora of bans onto FlyQuest.
Yeah, I like that you're just seeing, I mean, even just meta change right here, and what we see from all teams do. They're going the classic of what is strong about triple strategist into the duelist pick Star-Lord v Jean Grey right now. Obviously in the comics that matchup would be different, but in rivals it's looking a lot closer here with energy at the helm of Peter Quill. Now Coluge taking down Vest. That's a big opening speedery as well, using the extermination. Only using this ult to get this team reset is massive for this pick.
He's going to be able to charge it up just as quick all over again, right? And now you get to see Munt just put that damage output onto Cal eventually once he's in that line of sight, and being on the Phoenix up on the high ground, you also have the reset opportunity that Cal has from the ult here, and Window's about to get the Groot hug.
Yeah, coming out and resetting from the spawn here. You've got a good angle from energy with swap from Star-Lord to try to match Cal. Is just getting those picks there with the sparks. That is Ignite right now that we find ourselves in grand final speedery. Getting some, but energy gonna get Month out of this thing. They found Month time and time again, Vicky. That is who they have found to get out of this battle and get this more of a fair fight.
Nice counter though from the invisible boundary, from both sides. It's a Venn diagram. It's Jeff though to bring them together. He calls out the Ultron. May need some help as he's getting targeted, but he has the health pack right there as the insurance policy. Let's take a quick trip here to isolate you from the rest of your team while you will have to watch them fall before your eyes.
And quick little pit stop there at the health pack to ensure you're topped off with a long journey ahead. And I mean, everything he tried to do, shpeedery just tried to get out of that thing. And shpeedery is deadly on Ultron. I just love seeing this man more in the duelist position, but how the pick bans have been going, this is the rotation they need to roll with in V. Month at 87% and climbing now, and look what FlyQuest has to what they can do though. I mean, it's like they're looking so good here in terms of ult economy.
The Freedom Charge now to start things off to try to deal with that of Cal being on that Phoenix with energy, diving down and finding Mun first. It's the Mantis who goes out with the Soul Resurgence. That could have flipped this fight because now FlyQuest have the number advantage once again.
It's the boot camp buff. We're seeing it yet again as Zelos and the strategist get it done. SparkChief getting a good stagger there on Coluge, and y'all are seeing it right here, y'all, as the top seed is going to be cemented in the seeding stage, and FlyQuest is looking like they deserve it. But hey, don't call it too soon, Envy. They're ready to go. 3 minutes, 26 seconds left in this. And FlyQuest can do a bit of neutral charging. This is the perfect place to do it, though, Vic, here in the second point, charging up for the end of the battle.
It's great, but with SparkChief and also Window being on that Captain America now, too, you have to keep your eyes on that point for any pesky stalling potential, as Nero's able to find Vez. That's huge. No Meteor M now, no Cooper. You're down now another member with only 3 left from FlyQuest. And B, I'm not too sure if they really needed that right there from the Soul Resurgence. So it's a used up Mantis ultimate, sadly, as FlyQuest were already outnumbered.
Yeah, it comes down to that, though. I mean, you know, you definitely want that one back. They couldn't do it all day last match because Cap was banned. Remember, we talked about that now. A little bit of a different look. Window finding what he's comfortable on here. So now Munt is going to get the pick back over to Energy. That'll give him time to charge up from what was the misuse of the ultimate, or at least a little bit of a delayed timing. Now, Cal does have the Phoenix ready to rock. He can use that on aggression mode if he wants to return to the White Room or try to combo.
Oh, it's a Steve v. Steve matchup real quick. The Ditto as Spark is going to try to disrupt the back line before diving into Zelos, or rather the back line here of Nero. He's forced to call in the invisible boundary as Energy's able to find Cal. And B have 3 of these ultimates still available for them to rotate through, especially for shpeedery, who's gotten a lot of impact with that ult on Rage.
Yeah, they still have Window as well to try to sustain the team. shpeedery going down with the extermination, though. Wolf, that's not good, though. They're going to just try to keep this thing alive. Coluge just riding the Freedom Trail, just trying to get this thing going. He's forced to ult, at least trying to, but he's waiting out the timing. Not going to get anything out of it. Month is getting close back. 94% Soul Resurgence coming back, but no! Vest with a huge elim. That's massive!
Ooh, the attack cancels, the spark cancels, and the immediate retaliation from Energy with a beautiful 3K.
I mean, Vest with the huge shpeedery and Mutt both out with the ult ready to go. I mean, that is awful. But minute and 28 seconds left. They're surely going to get this thing to overtime, right? So it does come down essentially to that one fight. But what do you have to do to get there? shpeedery and Mutt are going to have to use what they have to keep this team alive.
FlyQuest have everything. SparkChief does go down real quick here with a quick sleep temporarily. It does waste some time from that Freedom Charge, but the extermination now follows up as Nero and Window are able to terrorize Vest and Zelos, taking a quick little trip here before shpeedery shuts down Vision once again, but outnumbered here as FlyQuest are dropping like flies.
Yeah, but look what they use, Vic, and look what FlyQuest has. 57 seconds left. Nero most certainly is going to be able to get theirs, but the rotation back to month could be a tough one here. Vision far, though, as well. Cooper will be the only thing they have, so it is closer than you might think, but energy has been on fire, quite literally. We'll see if they get the combo there with Vest.
They had the word ignite to ignite here, but energy also has that reset. Looking at Cooper right now with that soul resurgence, getting that damage boost too, as Zelos is also about to have that survivability. This is going to be a long one here, Cozy, as Nero's got the invisible boundary. Envy now have to wait this out. Vez tries to slam down the meteor end, but it misses.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the strategist for Envy right now and watch that ult tick up. Shpeediry's close, 71% climbing. Surely going to get this thing first out. Energy, though, knows that he's finding that win con. Someone's shouting out the ult. It's going to be Shpeediry out of this thing. That's exactly what they needed. 2.63 to make this 2-0. Dive down goes Cal. Windows going to be able to stall this thing to get back. But 78 climbing. Shpeediry now. Coluge back into spawn. No strange portal back. It's 2 v the rest. Window can only stay alive so long, Vicky. But here it comes. It's Jeff once again. 2.1. Coluge back 1-0. It is FLYQUEST with the win.
It's Jeff doing Jeff things, right? Trying to disrupt them on the way back from the spawn room gates. But FLYQUEST, someone needs to let them know it's not a speed run here in this grand finals, because now they are sitting at match point.
You guys are welcome for not giving you the casting curse there, FLYQUEST, as you continue to rock and roll. But remember, we are best of 5, Vic. So there is still time to adapt. All these teams have done reverse sweeps to one another before. It is nothing new here at the top levels of Ignite. Now looking at the stats, Vic, what jumps out to you other than exactly what we thought, the Calvi energy battle?
Energy or Cal running that duelist.
Now's the time in big stages to get, things warmed up, the dust off as we head to the main stage next week. And comms are going to be more important than ever, Vicky, with this next patch. I mean, first you have Daredevil, who's just going to be an insane hero by itself, but
it's definitely going to be interesting, but we're going to have to wait for that one as we get started with Season 4 alone in this grand finals. FLYQUEST are looking for that victory. Energy being on that Starler wall. Envy has Shpeediry on the Wolverine.
All right, we got the defense up first. Zelos on that rocket to get that res, as pointed out now. Vest on Eric, who has just been such a menace. Magneto has been crazy in the hands of Vest. Now SparkChief doing SparkChief things, always just playing the crazy heroes, whether it's Hulk, Venom. Love watching this guy's play in the cams of it now. Energy getting some good poke damage on the rotation. Gotta love when that tower does the reform there, messing up a bit of the pathing. But Coluge opens up first out of the gate. Expect some aggression, but that's why the rocket is so important.
That's why the CC comes in clutch too from Coluge and Shpeediry, eventually trying to get that kidnap here, and the whole goal is going to be Spark diving in together with Energy onto that backline. But it's Envy who are holding this choke for now. They have to split their attention up on the high ground as Cal's going to try to counter that of Energy with this Phoenix. You get the damage boost too from the Mantis, and they're distracted. Something else to note is that you have to talk about Month having that Loki instead.
Now watch window here. Watch where he's going. Shpeediry gets a huge follow-up. There's the imprisonment. Cal now going to pop the Phoenix. Looks for the combo. Gets nothing, but Vision's out of there. There's no res back. Energy getting Nero out. That back line has fallen time and time again to the man known as Energy. Now pushing in for more. Cal, though, Coluge to follow. We do have Strange, though, and Vest is going to rotate to open things up. Oh, my.
Vision!
God.
Oh, no, but he doesn't have the... Okay, he gets away with it. He gets away with it. I was wondering. He didn't have a Magneto bubble, but he still gets away with it. This forces out the reset from Envy. Huge It's Jeff coming out from Vision, and that was when Vision, by the way, got targeted by what looked like everything blowing up on him. We saw the crew, we saw the Phoenix. Oh, it was crazy.
Few things to note there. Shpeediry, great job saving his passive and just jumping off the edge, right? Doesn't want to burn that passive. Was able to keep it for the next fight. But also, every point on this map has a crazy Jeff space, and that is what is so wild about Vision having the access. And what won it the last time now is undefeatable rises from Nero, and the team pushes forward. But Zelos is going to match that. SparkChief as well with the damage boost, trying to get more Agamotto out. Vest throws the magic and pops the rest now. Strategists are just visiting the spawn room at a permanent vacation.
And Vez is the one dealing the damage, putting them in the microwave. Yes, even with that Eye of Agamotto, he only got the Mantis originally here, but that's more than enough. The follow-ups together with SparkChief is going to be right there to follow up. And Cooper also has that ultimate energy as well to set up Energy into position, but they have to look behind them to make sure nobody's going to try to go for a cheeky play on that point.
Nice little viewer cam there as we saw the viewer's face stunned at Envy, not even getting anything rolling after now 2-0 down. This is not the team we are used to seeing adjust so well. shpeediry now with that Kraken impact. They are just trying anything now. Window over to Hulk. Don't see him on Hulk nearly ever because Cal is on Namor. Window does get that opening pick though to Energy. Kraken impact ready. Good patience here from shpeediry, looking for more.
Having to contest on the point, though. It's going to be the legendary, the Sonic Seduction, trying to combat that. He keeps up the trance, though, bringing energy together and wasting the time from that legendary. Even better, but shpeediry going out first without having that reset opportunity that Envy wants to lean into.
Which is why this game is just so important in the pick ban. They saved the Star-Lord, and look at what Energy can do. He's so young, but so deadly as they're all together. The boot camp buff. Cal now looking to get something from Namor. Vision does get the Monster Hulk, and it's a Monster Swallow there from Jeff, trying to get him out. Look at, I mean, just throwing him completely out of this.
He dodged it. He dodged the beam. Window now has to make a climb up a mountain to get back to his team. The number advantage automatically going in favor for FlyQuest. Good push away, though, as the Eye of Agamotto comes out from Vez. That's going to be thanks to Month, and the invisible boundary comes up here together with Nero having that Cloak and Dagger Eternal Bond at the floor. They try to survive for as long as possible. You have to look out for the whale and find SparkChief here, and now as overtime ticks away, the recontest for the Doctor Strange come out.
shpeediry's over on the Vanguard. Strange to get the portal back and get the things rolling for them. Now Coluge trying to get the seduction going, and there's the point. Getting tick, tick, tick up for Envy now, but they have to get rid of the symbiote, who is so pesky, so hard on that sustain now. As you see SparkChief just being the nuisance. Energy looking for more. Coluge just trying to keep his team in this. They've been here before, Vicky. FlyQuest looking dominant now as the kick comes out, and now Cal, it's a full mystery heroes. All the people changing what they have. Ticks left. This is it.
This Vision having to reposition it with another legendary. Energy needs some help to get enabled here. Vision has the itch chef, and he's been able to find Cal from the backline. Even with this here, the survivability is scary. The Eye of Agamotto comes out. It found Vez, and now the follow-up as Vision tried to use the itch chef. He gets shut down by shpeediry.
shpeediry is the master of the air, and he's flying with Doctor Strange in the sky. Are you kidding me? That could not have been lost. That would have been it for Team NV. They put on clutch mode, as we saw every player playing roles they don't play. Heroes that I've never seen, from Window to Hulk. You have Cal on Psylocke. Wait, that's shpeediry's character. What's happening? But they did it.
I love the swap-ups at the very end there, too. No Wolverine. Nope, it's going to be Psylocke instead. shpeediry showing us a different look right now for these duelists, and they have two ultimates, rather three ultimates, actually, going to this next fight. Reset potential from Hulk, too, as you get to try to see Nero having that potential to keep everyone alive with the Eternal Bond. SparkChief is continuously a nuisance, though, as he not only stays alive, he has the Feast of the Abyss to reset.
What an angle there now, as we have shpeediry on what I thought would be Psylocke dominance, and now coming out as Coluge gets the seduction, rolling with the team as they follow Nero's path to red. The whale comes out, they get Vest down, but look at that quick recovery there from Cooper. Vest goes up, slams down, Spaceball special, hits the blessings of the deep from Cal.
But the invisible boundary keeps everybody in this fight from Envy, as Window once again still has World Breaker available to use. He activates it, gets a reset here, needs some help to follow up from shpeediry, but they're trying to send back FlyQuest to build up some space while they're on the attack.
shpeediry now on the hunt, on the prowl. It's going to be Window yelling out of monster form. Vest going to do the finishing job with Energy, but they are climbing up the ramp. Only a minute left. They had no time, but they're making great use of it. There is the dance execution. Will he dance to success? No, he has to get out of there, and it's Vision yet again trying to get more for the team as he finds nothing, though, from that ult.
Yeah, you have to be careful if you're looking at shpeediry, too. The moment you hear it's Jeff, you have to back away at the end of that Psylocke ultimate. That could have been the counter ult that they needed, but with Energy having the legendary and clearing the front line, Cal is next to go down as he was slowly approaching that whale, too, having to take care of the pesky Psylocke with the mosquito swatter. Energy is trying to look for him.
Yeah, I like the ult economy, though, for Envy and how this thing's going to play out. Look, nice pick there from Energy, good God. But if you look, you have 22 seconds left. Things are going to be going in favor for them, unless they can't even get together. My God, look at this show going on as he throws the teleporter back. Coluge going to get the Neo Peasants, but behind him is the absolute peasant. That is Energy, and the peskiness of now SparkChief looking for more. He goes out, Vicky. That's a huge opening.
Yeah, it is. Now they have the opportunity and the lack of delay here from FlyQuest to try to reset here with Cooper having that fatal bulk rolls to keep them alive. All eyes on Zelos to get that Sia. Window is going to be able to get right back into the hold form here, while FlyQuest want to hold this defense. They're trying to peel away, but they can't give up too much space with overtime ticking away to prevent Envy from getting into this next checkpoint. There goes the Sia. It gets deleted the moment you see it pop up. And now the invisible boundary, the survivability is in favor here for Envy, but the BRB brings them right back here. Looking at FlyQuest, SparkChief gets taken out, and Vision does have the itch Jeff. It may not be enough, though, if looking at energy from the skies to put him that pressure, as he gets shut down in a shish kebab at the hands of the Moore and Cal.
What an exclamation point there on a perfect point 2 cap. They had every answer to the SparkChief Fist of the Abyss, to the res back. They got rid of Vest not once, but twice, and just pure perfection. Vision did not use that. It's Jeff. Maybe they look to get that back, but either way, they're set up for success here. This is what we saw the last time these two teams played, but it was the hand on the other foot last time because of it was FlyQuest that kind of had to crawl back here. Both teams making it right here to the third cap.
60 seconds left.
Less than a minute, though, on the clock right now. Cal, this is going to be his playground here with everybody funneled up together in the side of the bridge. He's got that whale ready to go. Nero, having to be careful, wants to be able to build into that eternal bond. That's going to be crucial for this push, as all eyes on Vision, too. Has that lip over to the left side to catch everybody in the itch Jeff, but it's going to be the Phoenix reset first, as the Squids are finding their mark.
Put on a show.
Baby Shark looking for that edge of the stairs of fate now as Coluge does the seduction. Cooper keeping the team going and vibing now. Damage boost on. Great swaps there as pushing in. It's Vision looking for his vision of success now. He's going out. Whirlpool far away from everybody. And look at this position. He knows exactly who to isolate. He finds Coluge. It's huge as he's going to find now the edge and just go off with him. Goodbye, but stays on. Oh my goodness, what a trick.
Yes, movement Vision's got to with the platform rising right on time. Gets back together with the rest of his team. Beast of the Abyss, reset opportunity, but the invisible boundary as Nero is the first to get taken out after he just used up that eternal bond. Energy in the sky, though, is going to clear up whatever is left of Envy. The Doctor Strange Puerto Rican sets the body block low. He's trying to break through.
That Baby Shark doing work for this team now as Energy is pushing forward. Now gets the pick off. Just surviving. Envy coming out one by one, and they are going to have that be their final hold point when going up against FlyQuest on offense.
At least they got the two.
Last time, FlyQuest always had overtime, always got to it, and eventually won the final reverse sweep here. But now they can win the final. How did they get Jeff on this map? I can't believe it. I mean, it's coming super clutch. They haven't needed it as much as they did last time, but still getting rid of key players and key fights there now as they look for the aggression. Energy already going right into things. Nero at 35%. My God, the ult charge is firing.
Really quick to be able to get that eternal bond. Usually you also see the Lokis get that ultimate quickly here, but with Envy being on the defense, Coluge dropping down, splitting up the positioning because they have to keep their eyes on Energy, who's looking to harass that backline.
Harassing he is now, just constantly putting that poke pressure and climbing the ult charge to do it, but that doesn't allow Nero to continue to get up. Cal there with the triple, or with the resurrection. You love to see it as Nero close to it, window and all. I like this little corner that they're hugging into here. It does give them the space, though, to not only be pesky behind there, but let the rest of the team to push in. And look at the constant barraging of, name it, water, bullets. It's everything now. Nero putting out the path to success and Envy to follow.
He could get away with this because he was right next to that rocket res. As you can see right there on the bottom half of the screen with Zelos being on that rocket on attack, by the way. It's just to enable Energy to play a lot more aggressive. And with Envy having Cal on the Atom, they have to pinpoint where Cal's positioning is. That goes into Shpeediry being the bodyguard that they need. The Jet manages to get away surprisingly, and Window brings everybody together trying to block out the exit point with the Groot Wall.
Yeah, great job there. Looking for it. Ult rotation. The show starts, and so does the damage boost. Energy 2 with the perfect time. Legendary coming for what is going to be a tough offensive stop. Look at these sparks igniting. Good God. Are you kidding me? Shpeediry now throwing in the wombo combo with it. Energy making his way to it. Zelos up with it now. It's going to be Cal, who got swallowed by Vic. Oh! What a wall!
Oh my God, he's got his ally, but he can't even get away. He wanted to reposition to the safety of the choke by his team. But Vision gets taken out in the itch jet. But can we talk about the clutch wall there coming out from Window? You can't go anywhere, Vision.
That window just shutting the window completely there. I mean, that was the timing. Did you see the timing of that?
Frame one.
And obviously, Adam, he's an immortal god. No, it doesn't matter. He has no way to get out of that, right? He would just be flying right off the edge. But no, it is going to be Envy with what is a crazy defensive effort now. Energy still having that legendary. Vest can follow to answer. Not a lot outside the res, but Seduction can shut it down if they time it right now. Spinning to win, going right in there, Vic, is Energy, who's been on the same spot this whole time.
And no Rocket, they made this swap up here with Vez being on the Magneto. You could just bubble Energy instead. You slam down the meteor end, but with everybody hiding in that side room, nobody's going to get contested. Right now, the goal is for FlyQuest to dismantle this backline because they are staying alive. They know they want to keep that Adam Warlock alive from Cal, who has that Karmic Resurrection. Sonic Seduction coming out from the side of Coluge here, though, with Energy having that legendary on the Star-Lord. He tries to harass him once again. The bubble saves him, but they're forcing Envy back, but they're not able to get these picks.
A great job from Energy there, even though Peter Quill was a ladies' man. He was not seduced by Mother, and bam, goes the silence from shpeediry, shutting down that. But that was a good way to avoid that ult, but not getting anything from it. Cal has had this res for what seems like an eternity, and to follow shpeediry is just now farming this ult on absolute command here. Guys, 40 seconds left. Right now, Envy, I mean, they just love being backs against the wall, having enough support to come out swinging, because Vicky, they're doing a great job here on first point.
It's crazy because it's all protect the president, protect Cal right now, protect the Adam Warlock, and that's why they're playing so huddled together. FlyQuest know this win condition, and they have not been able to disrupt it. Last chance opportunity with less than 20 seconds to cap this first point. Spark tries to dive down here on the Venom. Cooper and Vision both have those strategist ultimates. Zelos shortly following with the Eternal Bond. With less than 10 seconds on the clock, Envy have ultimate for themselves to answer with.
Yeah, look for Cal versus Vision here. That's certainly going to be what decides it. As what a huge imprisonment there. Throwing up against the wall. Coluge gets the finish and flush there on Zelos. But there it is. The screw is going to be swallowed by Vision. And he's going to be saved and protected by his own Luna. Off goes the edge. Goes Window, who protected the last one from himself. Now Energy able to get things rolling for the team. Swap to Gene. It's going to be Vest with the meteor aim to respond. 1-2. Slam down the Spaceball special. Is it a dunk? It is a miss and off the rim.
Right next to the Cal res here too, as it ends up, Window falls low. He gets frozen up here by Cooper, and then the follow-up as now FlyQuest are clearing the point. Very last minute, overtime ticking away, and it was Zelos having the Eternal Bond, despite Zelos being the first to fall in that last fight.
Are you not entertained? Both fights coming down to the wall. Either way, though, to the moment. But what I'll say is only 2 minutes left, right? So this is one of the points in the game, Vicky, that carry very well into this point, but not when SparkChief is absolutely... Look at this aggression! Forget the breaks. They've ripped those right off.
Just reverse the name real quick, and you got SparkChief because he's cooking in the kitchen right now as SparkChief is leading the way, heading it for FlyQuest to force out these staggers more, just so that way he can build up even more space. But look at the answer back from Window. He wants to stall out the same exact way being on the Venom.
And not just tanking, right? That's the leadership and doing exactly what the team is called for. Mid-fight calls. Typically go to the Venom now with the Coluge going out. Vest getting that neutral pick. Energy with the quick Phoenix down, but it's Cal with the laugh there, pushing up to the point quite easily. It's Window now trying to get back to this thing. Window now getting eliminated a couple times in these last few fights between them. Nero's got the Eternal Bond. They can ride that as they're going up the hill here. Envy cannot let this thing slip from them. What was a great hold to point one.
And that portal at least forced Spark to hold back a little bit too to help heal for the supports. Cooper had gotten a very nice freeze onto Coluge originally, but look at the ult economy that we're working with. Now you have the Eternal Bond here from Envy to regain the sustain on the control, but the Phoenix block off the Magneto Meteor M. Are you kidding me?
That's 2 times now Cal has used Blessing in the Deep or the Phoenix, not even meaning to, but at least with that one, not meaning to, and getting it done. Vision throws Cal right off the map. The res with it now as they're pushing closer and closer. Still pretty far. Envy has that cap of point. Vision getting a little bit of poke damage, but look at Envy. Losing some, but not everything, and 42 seconds left.
It's a good stall, though, because Cal will still be able to come back with that resurrection. Spark is going to be able to now move up with the Feast of the Abyss here too, but shpeediry goes uncontested in the backline being on this Phoenix. Here comes Cal with that Karmic Revival now, and as they move up, Cal gets away with getting both Vanguards back up in this fight, but it doesn't stop FlyQuest from still being able to find more picks, but it all is for naught as they come back.
Yeah, great job from Cal. I would want Envy to rotate back a bit to make it easier, but either way, he was able to get everyone back into this thing, but the point is still pushing. That's what matters now as Coluge is doing what he can to hold the contest, but no, everyone in one room, and what does that do? It ignites Phoenix, getting explosion after explosion. Both Phoenixes up in the air. This is Marvel at its best. Infinity War happening on our screens, igniting what is an insane grand finale. Coluge gets to close on Cooper, and now we've got the Agamotto to follow. It's the pop, the finish. Window getting it done. Can Envy hold, Vicky?
The Michael Bay special, Phoenix on Phoenix action, isolating more of these picks, and they do it. No Doctor Strange portal in time as Envy, they hold back FlyQuest.
And you thought it was going to be a 3-0, and I don't know who I'm talking to. What did? Because my goodness, that was absolute perfect play in showcasing why these teams belong to be where they are. And Envy being here before. What a great push from Fly. But ultimately, shpeediry and the gang get it done. And that is what I wanted to see. shpeediry on what he does best. But the whole team clicked there, Vicky, from start to finish.
Man, that Magneto clip, though, real quick with that Phoenix ultimate. Talk about timing. 13 in the Captain America. If they do decide to roll out with it, it looks like they just want to start things off having the portal just to put them into position first. As Zelos teases the Angela a little bit here. FlyQuest still at match point, but Envy could equalize a Game 5 opportunity in favor for Envy as we see both of these teams rolling out, and there's that Doctor Strange portal.
It's Sunday Night Rivals here now. Looking at it, Window going to be taking the fight right to them, or at least behind them here, as the teams are rotating in what is a comical approach to this part of the map. Cal now looking for those quick picks. Look for that matchup. We've been highlighting Cal, V Energy. They know the job form, and it's shpeediry to help out Cal and get that elimination now, followed by Window. Once again, it's going to be frozen as he attacks the back line of the strategist.
You let him have that Mantis damage boost. You let him take to the skies here. Window easily could follow up as well, as you get the choke slam being on the Emma Frost, as Emma was not banned for either teams. Cooper getting a beautiful follow-up on shutting down Window.
Both these teams have the vanguards, the anchors that it takes to win championships. Now as shpeediry's up in the air, flying back and pushing back. Now, as last time it took us, folks, 9 minutes to get the first .1, and it's going to be FlyQuest ticking this thing up. If you're Envy, you got to step on it. They have 1 on the point, but they're not going to have 1 long now as shpeediry opening up. Execution out.
It still couldn't flip it here, though. The stalling that is coming out as shpeediry forced FlyQuest back, with Spark being the first one to go out here. The sustain comes out right afterwards. Fate of both worlds out of seduction. A nice little delay with the reset as the Phoenix comes dropping down to wait out the end part of that Fate of both worlds.
Phoenix saying you are nothing, something that would come straight out of Cal's mouth. Love to hear it now as Vision's going the distance of the baby shark. He gets 2 once again. It's Jane, it's Emma, it's huge, as now shpeediry's trying to do all he can do. It's not enough. Goodbye off into the lava.
Oh man, put that down. Oh, sacrifice well necessary to allow FlyQuest to take control over this point first.
My goodness, Vision. I mean, again, this was one of the maps I said it's just such a good Jeff map that you can't stop him. He's got the plot armor, the teeth to do it now. Vest and team 12% up and climbing. We're going to have Envy reset. Window does got the feast to open things up. Month can get the sustain, but everyone else going to be stuck in the neutral for a while with energy. And the legendary going to certainly be used and force Month's boundary.
Look who's creeping around here as SparkChief is going to be able to drop all the way down here. The Feast of the Abyss as right through the other side of the invisible boundary. Nero gets called out by the legendary that you pointed out here, Cozy. Spark could also go in for the reset with Nero going down, and so is Window. Envy down in numbers here with really up to shpeediry to start off this entry frag with the extermination.
It's a brutal exchange if you're Envy because you had what you needed to survive it, but it's not enough to stop the legend that is Energy so far in this Ignite tournament. Getting 2 out there and using Month's ult to boot Cal with the 1-2 click of the Ignite. Great job on the Sparks trying to get more pressure for the team and give himself some room to push. Not a Vanguard, but Jean can do it too.
The fact that Envy have recognized too, the Mantis is not worth it if Nero's not popping off. You don't want that damage boost if you can't pop off here. As shpeediry pops off from the skies, gets that double strategist in shambles here from FlyQuest, really only leaving Zelos to boost up into that Eternal Bond, but Envy have not been able to flip this point yet.
Lust Against the World comes out. Vest with the seduction, following the path to success, trying to get more. Cooper also has the show to go. Zelos, though, gets the pick on Cal. I mean, my goodness, FlyQuest locked in here. Coluge trying to get people locked on his vision, but no, it's going to be the opposite. Coluge now is just trying to stay alive. Is going to get into diamond form, not crack under pressure, but it's not enough He's out of there.
And now Mr. President Cooper dances it off to save his buddy Zelos here as FlyQuest near 99% and Envy are getting shoved back closer to their spawn.
Envy's getting envied right now. I mean, this is what they do to other teams. 100%. No 9-minute battle here, folks, as FlyQuest confidently get first point.
That was dominating, literally, here from FlyQuest. The way that they play that, even with...
But that is where they're comfortable as we head into the second part of this map. And Vicky, this one is even more scary than the first when it comes to Satan's greatest soldier, Jeff.
He's happy with that. Just look at his face. Cute but deadly, I always say. And he's going to have a ball game. This is going to be the Jeff playground here as Spark is already looking to be a menace. They can get the follow-up dive potential together with energy, activating the legendary. You want to force out one of these strategist ultimates, and it works out as Nero's going to call in the Eternal Bond to start off the engagement to keep Envy in this fight.
Yeah, this time at least everybody's staying alive through it. They lost people on the rotation last time and already getting some of the points. A good way to get the pressure moving in terms of rotation. It's going to be now Venom coming out from SparkChief in the Abyss there. Nothing from it. Vesto does get the pick on shpeediry. There goes a big one, and Window gets Zelos out of this thing. So at this point now, Envy looking okay. It's going to be the boundary back. Window going to go to safety of the boundary. The Roman Coliseum is around the point, keeping the team Envy alive.
And the fact that Vision was able to get that one isolated pick once again from the It's Jeff onto Coluge. Coluge, tired of this shark, wants to spear him then if he has the opportunity to. But we have to look with Vez close to that Sonic Seduction to try to protect this backline here. Stop down what Cal is looking forward to in shpeediry in the sky.
Good job, though. Both teams just eyes on the prize, not letting either cap it here as they dive in, try to get more Cal now, getting SparkChief out of his way with the seduction happening. Best once more. Energy gets Window out of this. And Vicky, right now, it's looking like FlyQuest. Okay, Cal with the quick response to Energy. It's the top doing it as they go against Vest now, pushing out, kicking out. Look at FlyQuest. They got the cap.
Looking like a fighting game out here, too, with the way that Vez is kicking the freeze onto Coluge. The fact here that FlyQuest finally get the cap after I don't know how many minutes that these fights have been going on. A third round of ultimate rotations as shpeediry unleashes the Ultron Rage as Vez shuts him down in the middle of it. Cooper sets everybody from FlyQuest up into position in the driver's seat as Zelos has the Eternal Bond at the end of Cooper's ultimate of the Fate of both worlds.
The diamond form that Emma has, Vest just turning that pressure into perfection. Just a classic Frost move now. Cal with quick aggression, but it is once again Coluge with the cutest massacre you've ever seen now. Spit off the edge. I mean, look at that shirt, folks. He's having a great time. Coluge, not so much, finding himself in the lava again and reflecting in the spawn room. My God.
Coluge falling to his knees right now with another It's Jeff. This is like the third one in the series. I'm not counting what we saw, I believe, in the first game. And it is just a menace right here in turning this fight.
Anyone know anyone on Etsy that can make a Jeff punching bag? I know, man, he's trying and will be using it after this. Window, Cal, ready to go for the combo if needed, looking towards FlyQuest. They're pretty far away from anything, so at least gonna have to win this in the neutral. If you're Envy, you gotta be ult tracking, pushing forward.
SparkChief gonna get stunned just temporarily while Energy wants to focus down on Cal, who gets the reset with the Phoenix ult to try to reposition as well before backing up to the rest of their team. Cal gets fully healed up. Energy is trying to isolate shpeediry, who will have that Ultron Rage. Sonic Seduction, though, doesn't get anything as Vez now catches Coluge.
It pushes half the team away, but there's one important one behind him. It's the mirror match of Vest versus him now. Cal with another big pick. Cal getting these picks to at least give his team a shot here, but it's 83% and climbing. Envy's chances for the top seed is slipping tick by tick, 10% away for FlyQuest to be back-to-back first seed champs here in the seeding stage. Portal opens. Ready to go. Coluge jumping through the magic as Vision just continuing that heal and damage aggression.
Good placement, too, on the portal, trying to block out the line of sight of the strategist in the backline here as Nero has the Eternal Bond. It's going to be met with Cooper and the Fate of both worlds, keeping FlyQuest alive here. They look great in the ult economy. Overtime taken away in favor for FlyQuest as this is the game-winning opportunity for FlyQuest to take the series. But with the Meteor Ram missing its mark, It's Jeff comes in from Vision. Everybody at risk as the Phoenix just waits it out as long as possible.
Throwing it down, finding Jeff there, and with the quick hit, does not get the pick. Cooper gets Munt, though, and just like that, Cal will be the only one that gets something for it as Vest and team watches last and laughs as they get themselves yet another grand final win, Vicky.
No Doctor Strange portal. They used it up right before. FlyQuest knew what they had to do to win the series and to win the grand finals, putting themselves in the first seed as we make our way through playoffs.
The skies are clear and the stage is now set. We now see Team FlyQuest go against Nemesis in the main stage, and it'll be Envy going against Sentinels. One of those teams being pushed down to the lower bracket is crazy work considering what we saw back in June as we look at the stats in the story. And it is a 19-0 Vest picking up right where he left off, Vic.
Oh my, 19 and the survivability. Oh my goodness. Would love to look at that just a little bit longer to break down the stats here, but that was an insane performance from FlyQuest. Once again, we talk about the win